3 stages in a woman's life when her need for a man intensifies. The raw truth explained in detail. There are 3 very specific periods in a woman's life when her desire for a relationship grows significantly stronger. This doesn't happen randomly. It's not purely emotional. It's psychological. It's biological. And if you're a man who doesn't recognize these phases, you will keep misunderstanding women again and again. Most men assume that women want relationships in the same way throughout their entire lives. That assumption is completely wrong. Scientific research shows something very different. Developmental psychologists at the University of Chicago, who studied women's relationship motivations across different age groups, uncovered something that is rarely discussed openly. A woman's desire for a partner does not stay constant. It rises noticeably during 3 distinct and predictable phases. And what she looks for in each of those phases is completely different. What they found even surprised the researchers themselves. Let's begin with the first stage, between the ages of 18 and 22. This is the exploration phase. During this time, her prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for long-term planning and decision-making, is still developing. Because of this, she is strongly focused on the present moment. She craves experiences, romance, and emotional intensity. She's not thinking about where she'll be in 5 years. She's focused on what excites her right now. At this stage, she is not looking for a lifelong partner. She is collecting experiences, and the type of man she is drawn to reflects that mindset. Someone who brings energy, excitement, and emotional stimulation into her present life. But this is where things begin to shift. The second phase occurs between the ages of 25 and 30. This is when everything starts to transform. Her environment begins to change. Friends start getting married. People around her begin building families. At the same time, what many call the biological clock, something neuroscientists confirm is real, not just a social myth, starts to create a subtle but persistent sense of urgency. Researchers at Columbia University, studying female bonding patterns, found that during this stage women don't just seek connection anymore. They begin, often unconsciously, to evaluate men differently. Now it's about long-term potential, stability, character, future security. The same woman who was chasing emotional excitement at 21 is now analyzing reliability at 28. So if you've ever noticed a woman suddenly raising her standards or shifting her expectations, it's not random. There's a reason behind it. Now we arrive at the third phase between the ages of 38 and 45. This is the most misunderstood stage of all. By this point, she has lived enough to gain clarity. She has built something of her own. She may have experienced love, heartbreak, or both. And now she reaches what many women describe as one of the most defining periods of their lives. Her priorities shift once again. She is no longer trying to impress. She is trying to feel secure, not financially, but emotionally. She values consistency, presence, and authenticity. Psychologists refer to this as the authenticity shift. At this stage, surface-level attraction loses much of its power, and depth becomes the only thing that truly matters. Now here is the truth every man needs to understand. If you meet a woman in any of these stages and fail to recognize what she truly needs at that moment, you will take her behavior personally. You'll think she's difficult. You'll think she's inconsistent, but she's not. She is simply responding to a phase of life you were never taught to understand. And here is the raw reality. A woman who feels deeply connected to you in one stage may naturally distance herself in another. Not because you did something wrong, but because her needs have evolved. The men who avoid confusion and disappointment are the ones who understand this pattern. They don't rely only on timing. They build connections based on real alignment. Because the real question was never, what does she want? The real question has always been, what stage of life is she in right now? And if this perspective just shifted the way you think, the next video goes even deeper, revealing the subtle signals women give in each of these stages that most men completely miss. Understanding them could change everything for you.